What's up everybody, welcome to John's Daily Hustle. Today's video, it kind of goes on with the series of how to start a lawn care business or how to start a company. I think this advice would also help people that have been in the business for years and years to go. So today's topic is to trust your gut instinct and be aware of scammers. So even though I've only been in business for a year, I've dealt with a lot of scammers over that last year. I've had to deal with scammers from everything from people wanting to scam me on service or people trying to scam me on buying used equipment or selling used equipment. So let me elaborate more on what I mean. As a business owner, you really need to trust your gut instinct. If something sounds shady, fishy, or too good to be true, it probably is. So one way to spot the scammer that I dealt with a lot is if they give you some story. Usually their stories are all just about the same. Oh, we just moved into this new house, but we're not there yet. We're still moving from a long distance away. And they might even elaborate more and give you a pretty elaborate story of how they're a pilot or their dad is in the hospital or something like that, but they want you to go out and service it. And what they end up doing is they get a free service. Because you're going to go there and you're going to mow it while it's on your schedule, you're already in the area, and they won't pay you for it. Or the other way that they'll try to scam you, which they tried to get me quite a few times by this, is they'll make you sign up for some app or some money transferring service, and it'll probably be off the wall that you've never heard of, but they'll say, oh, they'll pay all the starting fees and everything. What they're really trying to do is steal all your information and steal your money. A lot of people do that are just now trying to move out and their house is on the market, and before you can even get any kind of claim on it, the house is already sold and the new residents have already moved in. So you just did that service to the house to help the previous owners sell it just that little bit easier, but you'll never get paid for it. Another way you can figure it out is Google the address. If they send you to a house and you Google the address and that house is listed for sale, see if that matches up with their story. If they said they listed the house for sale, that kind of goes back to, yeah, they're trying to get the free service because they know it'll sell before they have to pay you and it'll be off the market and you'll never get your money from them. But a lot of times in my case, they never mention anything about the house being for sale, and you Google it and the house is for sale. And then that's my red flag right there. I immediately drop all contact and block them and report them. So I've gotten pretty good at spotting a scam artist from a mile away. So usually to see if they really are a scam artist, one way that you can tell is if you bid high, and I mean higher than what you charge them, say, oh, it's going to take $1,000 to cut this yard because of this reason and that reason. I guarantee you they'll be like, oh, we could probably do that, but here, let's work out a payment method or something like that. Nobody in their right mind is going to pay you $1,000 just for a lawn cut, even if it is overgrown. I mean, unless it's a huge property, but just like say a quarter acre or smaller than that, nobody's going to pay you $1,000 for it. At least I don't think anybody would. That's a lot of money, and that should be a huge red flag. Another thing they might try to do is write you a bad check. They'll write you for more than the amount of what you charged them for. Say you did a $1,000 landscape job, they'll give you a $2,000 check, and they'll be like, oh, hey, sorry, I didn't mean to write that check. Can you deposit it and write me a check back for the amount that's left over? Then they end up messing your account up big time with your information there. So another thing to throw a red flag on is if they keep asking you about your insurance, about what kind of insurance do you have, how good is it, what does it cover. If they ask you stuff like that in specifics, they should only ask you once if they even ask you that at all. All of my customers last year, not a single one of them that was an actual customer asked me if I even had insurance. And that's including my larger properties, my large apartment complexes that I mowed and all my other commercial properties. They never asked me if I had insurance. I guess they assumed I had it or they already knew that I had it. But there was never a topic brought up about my insurance. So if they keep asking about your insurance, they're probably going to try and scam you on your insurance somehow, saying, oh, you fell through the roof or you broke my window or something like that to try and make your insurance on your expense pay for stuff. Now you could go the extra mile for this place and walk around with your phone and, record all the windows, record everything you're doing just to cover your own ass and still do the service. That way, when they come back saying, hey, you did this, you can show them a video and be like, show me where I did that. I never fell through your roof. I never threw a rock through the window. You can see it all right here. Before and after videos are great. That is one way you can do it, but my experience, my personal opinion, if they're asking you certain things about your insurance like that, they're probably not the customer you want because they're super paranoid about it. Or they're going to try and scam you like I had said. So you just have to be absolutely careful out here in the business. I don't know if it's an ongoing thing or if the pandemic has really pushed out a lot of scammers because a lot of people are trying to make a quick buck off of your expense. But last year during the mowing season, I dealt with at least 12 different scammers and I got really good at calling them out. If you meet them on Facebook, one way to figure it out is to look at their account. You kind of have to stalk them a little bit. Sounds a little weird, but you kind of have to do it nowadays. You should be able to tell whether it's a real account or somebody just made it up like yesterday. So comment below in the comments if you've had to deal with any kind of scammers and what did they do to try to scam you, or have you even been scammed before? Did you fall for anything? Let us know in the comments below, tell us your story, and give this video a thumbs up if it's helped you out at all, maybe opened up your eyes just a little bit. Let me know. Comment below, give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.